So Better Call Saul continues rolling strong right along. This episode is, well, I mean, it opens with a flashback to Kim's past. So this is zeroing in on her and what she wants to do and the scam that she and, well, not Jim anymore, Saul, are involved in. And it comes in danger of all falling apart. Saul is suggesting let's scrap it and start over. And right at the, I guess, the cliffhanger of the show, she decides, no, we're doing it now. And it's all very risky and dangerous. And yet, toying with that danger seems to be something she keeps coming to. Now, we've seen snippets of her past before and what a crook her mother was and all this type of stuff. And so that's setting up, playing up what's influenced her over the years. And that she keeps coming back to things like that she can't help herself. She's fascinated by. And certainly in the form of Jimmy and now Saul, all the more, you know. Meanwhile, Howard he's looking, you know, he's looking for something to take him down with, and we'll see about that. Meanwhile, of course, Lalo shows up again, and he's getting closer and closer. It's far more dangerous than what Howard might do. But, of course, he's zeroing in on Gus. And has quite the violent confrontation, but, you know, it's Lalo. So, my guess is Mike's going to take him out at some point, ultimately, in order to protect Gus. But it's closing in on him. And then we you know, Kim sort of dominates the show, but everybody kind of gets their shot more so. Gus, not so much this one. But then we go back to see the sad circumstances of Mike and why he's doing it all is because of his granddaughter, which is all he has left of his son, who was the good man, and he wasn't. And he's, you know, that's Mike, and he's still suffering from that. We know Mike's story; it's told, but you know, it's very credible and honest and loyal to the character as it is, and it just seems to have so much more, even though you know how it ends. But it's just such a good performance by the actor, and it's all well crafted as it unfolds here. So again, with the atmospherics and everything, they're very good at that, and the framing, you know, of visuals and whatnot. Quite the treat, which makes it a great show that's rewatchable. That's a lot of problems these days with shows they're just bad, but also even when they're sort of okay, and some shows I think, yeah, it wasn't that bad. Am I going to rewatch it? Probably not. And that's a bad thing because you get this backlog of shows and content for these different companies and what have you, and these streaming services and stuff. And it would be nice if people return to it, and it's like a product that lives on beyond that, you know. But a lot of these shows, it's not going to happen. But something like this, where you can rewatch it, and I'm no doubt going to find things, oh, yeah, that, oh, this, you know, that kind of thing. And stuff that I didn't see the first time around. And certainly a show like this and the people behind it are just very good at that. Again, it'll be interesting to see where they go once they close the book on this world. Although I heard they think there's another possibility in it. I'm not sure what, but as good as it is and a desire to wish it could go on, I know that would just be to the detriment of it. And I would think it'd be best to go ahead and close the book on it with Better Call Saul, and that would be that. But the thing is what the skills and their abilities, and approach something else after this, and that would be interesting. Of course, you never know. There's good teams and stuff, and then they move on to something else, and it's terrible. The magic just can't always be there, but it's certainly here now. with this this series. And although, and like seeing Gus, and it was a more Gus centric episode last time around. His age is showing. I mean, he's still good. He's got the character down pat. It's great, but you can only go so far with prequel stories, and you got to wrap it up. And that's just the nature of it. And besides, where they are and where they're going, it wouldn't make sense to go any further anyway. Where they'll finally cross over into the timeline of Breaking Bad. So that's how that goes. But masterful performance by everybody, even these new characters you didn't know, and they come in and you get to know them, and they're just really good. And this guy playing Lalo, seen him around all kinds of stuff. He's okay in Hawkeye. He's playing this goofy guy, and that's not on him. That's the only character they crafted for him. Supposed to be the swordsman, for if you know the Avengers comics and all that. But this is like a silly version of the swordsman, more or less. But he's a talent to watch out for. They should craft something more for him. He does very good in here. I don't think the fate of Lalo is going to be so great, even though he seems indestructible as it is now. But he's very captivating. He does this role very well. And that's one of the things about that this whole with Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. You've seen the skills and the range and abilities of these actors that probably seen for years in other stuff and just never really, didn't bat an eye about it. And then all of a sudden, obviously beginning with Bryan Cranston, you just see them come forth. And when you give them something, they'll surprise you with what they have. But it's got to be this world and this story that they've crafted that they can get their hooks into and come forth, And so any other vehicle, even though he's not a problem in Hawkeye, and as it is now, because I don't like the Marvel shows on D+. Hawkeye stands as probably the best one of the batch. But would like to see more from this guy. I guess he's too old to play Zorro now, because there's all these different Zorro shows coming out, apparently, or being worked on anyway. But yeah, this is a guy that they should look to for vehicles and whatnot. I think he could be a leading man for a a detective story or something like that, But that's one of these things. These people, they come forth and you see the talent at work here. But then again, are there vehicles that don't waste that talent? And there's a lot of that seen these days. I see really good actors. I see good performances, even in some piece of crap show or a piece of crap episode. And it's just like, it's sad, to see them waste. And I've seen so much of that. But not here. Not here. Quite the opposite. So, Better Call Saul just stays getting better and better. Or I guess the same, But, yeah, it's a good show.